What's going on, people? What's going on, people? It's SVD, Dojo Design Guy, back on the mic again for another episode of Community Corner. This is episode number 10. Shout out to you guys just jumping in the chat now. Yeah, I didn't think I'd be doing 10, but it's all good. But yeah, today we have a very special guest. We have Jess, aka Mas Bias. Some of you know her, some of you don't, but we're gonna get into all of that. But before we start, just a few quick announcements. We have give me 1 second. We have rival scenes this weekend. We have rival scenes coming up this weekend. Saturday is going to be Tekken, and Sunday is going to be Street Fighter. I think sign up sorted. That's off. We have a dojo team going down there, so hopefully we're going to do good, but we'll see. So we got that, and then next week we have Neutral Mania 2. That'll be start.gg/Neutral Mania 2. So yeah, that's about it for now. I'm not going to keep you guys too long. As you can see, our guest is here in the building, so I want to welcome Jess to Community Corner. Jess, how are you doing?
Oh, I am doing good. It's cold though, so I do have a cup of tea and
Nice.
a woolen blanket because it's freezing.
Nice. So how you been today though? Have you been all good today?
What did I do today? I'm not gonna lie to you. Today was a bit rough. I
Okay, fair
stayed in
enough.
bed for longer than I should have, but it's alright.
Fair enough.
We got shit done, and I had to save my cat from choking on my woven art piece, so that was nice.
That's not good at all. Okay,
Nah.
fair enough. But at least you saved the cat.
There was like a 2-meter woolen string just coming out of his mouth. I'm like, fuck. Like,
Okay.
cat. So am I
Um,
allowed to swear?
yeah, all good. Apparently there's an echo on your mic. That might be probably my end. I'm gonna have to sort this out. But for now, we're rocking with it for now. I'll mute my mic while you talking. We should be okay.
Hopefully. Let's see.
Hopefully. But anyway,
Where the
enough.
headphones at?
Anyway,
Go get sponsored by some headphones.
yes. Anyway, enough rabble and technical talk. Who just like I think we met. It would have been probably last year's versus fighting, I think. But
Wow. 3
I've-
years ago.
I feel like it was. But you have definitely been in the scene for a lot longer than that.
Yes.
Yeah. Let the people know who you are. Let everyone know who you are.
Oh, you want to see some cool shit? Look at this. Ah, who am I?
Oh snap.
Oh, snap. Who am I? I actually never wrote this down because it's really hard to describe who you are, right? In terms of like, is it what you want to do? Is it like your history or whatever? But I guess I'd like to just call myself a multidisciplinary artist because I do a lot of different art forms. But in this sense, in like this conversation, I guess producer, TO, and just all round like fuck around, let's play fighting games person.
Fair enough. Just get shit done, basically.
Get shit done. But no, I have been. I don't like saying I've been around for a while, but I did get called an old head the other day, so I guess that means I've been around like the fighting game community
No,
for a
there's
while.
nothing wrong being an older. Like when I was talking to Sai from one of the previous episodes, maybe a week ago. So I was saying to him, I'm an old head as well. Like I've been in the scene a lot, like a long time. So like with various like aspects and stuff. But yeah,
Yes.
yes. But yeah. So I guess like my first question is really like, when did you start like playing like? When did you get into fighting games in general? First of all, like what was your first kind of
Ooh,
experience
what
with
was my
like fighting games?
So, I'm not gonna lie to you. My first fighting game was Tekken 2. I was a console. I was a PS1 child. I didn't have anything else but a PS1, and we had. Let me show you. Hold on. If you were like me and you were in poverty as a kid, you got a shitty chipped PlayStation. But the actual PlayStation, for some reason, the guy who chipped it literally like painted it orange and then gold and then
Yeah.
like literally chipped
Oh,
away at it.
that's crazy.
So I remember as a kid, my sister would have like she'd have like an Excel spreadsheet and she'd be like, my friend will get this, this, this. So we just went down the list
Yeah.
of what games. And yeah, Tekken 2 and 3 were the only games we actually had on CD,
Oh wow.
like legit copies.
Yeah, legit copy. Yeah, because I think we like me and Jinty, who was on like a previous episode, we used to have a similar thing where his brother knew a guy that dealt with like the PS1 games, and it was a similar thing. He'd just come with a sheet. Here's a list of games. What do you want? And we had it was like a PS hacker. It was a thing that you put in the back of the PlayStation, and yeah. But
Oh.
anyway, yeah, it's
No,
mad.
yeah,
It's
we
all
had
mad.
burnt CDs and another fighting game. Yo, what's up, Rudy? Another fighting game I remember playing was Dead or Alive, I think, on the PS1.
Yeah. That was on PS. That was on PS1 as well. Yeah.
But the thing is, the copy we had was so janky.
Okay, let me.
The copy, the copy I had was so fucking janky that it would glitch and play in black and white. So it would just be Dead or Alive in black and white, really glitchy. But yeah, Tekken 3 was like the game I played as a kid all the time. Yoshimitsu. Yoshimitsu is my love, my original love. But I never played Tekken after Tekken 3. Never.
Really?
No. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think just the music got a bit whack, and I just didn't want to play anymore.
After Tekken 3? No, the soundtrack was still good. The soundtrack was still good. The soundtrack was still good. Okay, then so that was like your kind of general, like starting with like fighting games and things. So I guess
Yes.
obviously, how did you? So when was your first exposure to Third Strike? Because I know that's like one of the games that you like and play. So where was your first exposure with Third Strike, and I guess what drew you to the game initially?
Yeah. So I just want to preface that I went to the arcades when I was younger, but I was a PC gamer slash I played Pump It Up and DDR quite a lot. So I was always around like the rhythm games at the arcade. I never actually went to the fighting gamer section, but I always saw people there. So I most probably like bumped into a couple of the other old heads from back then, but I just genuinely don't remember. So yeah, I never really got into fighting games properly until I like met Antfu. So this the story of how I met Antfu, and if you don't know who he is, DJ Fu started Gutter Trash. So that was like one of the first modern Third Strike
Yeah.
things in the
Nice.
UK.
Yeah, tournaments. Yeah, I remember Got a Trash. I remember Got a Trash back in the day. Yeah.
So the reason why I ended up knowing him is I was actually at a squat rave one time. And if no one knows what a squat rave is, it's a warehouse or building that gets taken over and then like sound systems come in and they just run a party. So I was graphing with my partner back then and someone comes up to me and was like, "Oh, yo, you graph?" I was like, "Yeah." We ended up talking and then he brought his friend over and ended up that we kind of all knew each other already. So we all became friends. We went out again, and I was painting this. Oh my god, this was like 2012. There was a big New Year's Eve squat
Yeah.
in Elephant and Castle, and I was painting a, I was painting a cat smoking a bong with white
Okay.
paint and a roller, and that was about 2 stories high. So I was on a telescopic ladder
Okay. Wow.
painting. I'm telling you, I'll get to Third Strike, trust me.
No, it's fine. Just
But yeah, as you
it's
can
fine.
see, I painted like Aku from Samurai Jack. There was like in the picture that I showed before, there was like a whole thing called Jungle Fever that we painted. So I was painting my cat, I was rolling it, blah blah blah, and DJ Fu was there with my friend, my new friend Neil, and he goes, "Yo, you listening to hip hop?" I was like, "Yeah, I was listening to Dr. Octagon, Blue Flowers." And then
Okay.
that's how literally we became friends. My first exposure to Third Strike was on the Dreamcast.
Oh wow.
It was, even though I was going arcades since I was like 11
Yeah.
and like was in the arcades all the time, my first
Yeah.
Interaction with Third
Yeah.
Strike was on a Dreamcast
Yeah. To
because
be
of
fair, I
Neil.
think that was mine as well. To be honest, I remember again Dreamcast was another console that was easily hacked, easily hacked. And I remember I had
Mm.
Double Impact. Yeah, the CD with one and two, and then obviously Third Strike as well. So yeah, that makes sense.
And Neil and DJ Fu were like really good friends. So naturally, DJ Fu was just like, "Oh, there he is. There's Ant wherever you are in Hong Kong. Shout out." Ant was just like, "Oh, I'm running a tournament. You should come. Like, here's GGPO." He introduced me to GGPO. He introduced like he found a stick on eBay and was like, "Here, it's 60 quid. Buy that," and I did. So yeah, this was 2012, 2013, and then I started playing on GGPO, and there's a lot of memorable things on GGPO that I think, yeah, just it was a bit of a wasteland in my opinion. But
In what sense? In what sense? Are we able to talk about it?
I'm just gonna say the name ZZ Top, and I think a lot of people will know.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Um, but
Those GGPO heads, they should know.
but yeah,
They
this
should
was
know.
like years and years ago.
Yeah.
But that's really how I got into it all. I think Trocadero was closing, so there wasn't really an arcade to go to. So then when Ant Fu was like, "Oh yeah, I'm doing Gutter Trash. It's gonna be at Heart of Gaming," and that's when I went to the arcade. I went to the event, Heart Gaming, uh, and yeah, I just loved being at the arcade again. I kind of missed that ambiance. I missed that feeling. Like I'm very much an arcade head. I don't play fighting games at home.
Oh, really?
No.
Okay, fair.
I'm a
Wow.
puzzle gamer. So if I'm on Fightcade, I'm playing Magical Drop. I'm playing
Nice.
Money
Nice.
Puzzle Fighter.
Nice.
I'm
Nice.
doing that. Everyone loses to yes. It's true, Rudy. It's true.
So why is it about like the arcades that is different to the home experience for you then? So why is it that you
Oh,
don't play at home? Is it just the vibe? Is it like
it's definitely the vibe. It's definitely like the social aspect as well. 100%. But I don't know. It's just a different feeling being surrounded by other people who are playing the exact same game rather than just like in your gym jams at home. But Heart of Gaming back then, I don't know if you can see the pictures, but back then we had like 6 versus city cabs all lined up in one row. So we were really spoilt back then for like the equipment that we had to
yeah,
play Third Strike.
yeah.
I don't know what it was like playing Third Strike at Googe Street, or I don't know if Googe Street had Third Strike. I'm sure it did, but I never went there, so I don't really know about that arcade in particular.
Fair, fair, fair. So they say obviously Third Strike was the game. What was it? What was it generally about Third Strike in particular that you took a liking to, like, as opposed to any other
Mm.
fighting games that were around at the time?
Oh, definitely the fucking soundtrack. The soundtrack I love. I absolutely love.
Fair.
I might prefer Second Impact, but I'm just Third Strike is.
Yeah. No, 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 no. I agree. I feel personally this. It's probably not a hot take, but I feel like the soundtrack was better in Second Impact, and I feel
Great.
like the backgrounds and stages were better in Second Impact as well.
Oh, depends. It depends. They're each to their own. Each to their own.
Yeah,
Um,
backgrounds is fair enough, but I feel like the soundtrack is obviously it's memorable in Third Strike,
yes.
and we all know.
Yes.
But I prefer Second Impact, to be honest. I prefer Second Impact
Mm.
in terms of soundtrack and stuff. So yeah, but
The
yeah. So obviously
but it was
you're
also the
playing.
animations too. The animations were like when I first saw. Do you know who it was? It was Criminal. When I first watched Criminal playing Ibuki, that's what got me started playing Ibuki. 3J was standing next to me and was just like, "Wow, look how beautiful Ibuki! Look how and the animations were just amazing." So that's kind of like, oh, oh, you've done it now. There's 3J. I speak of him, and he comes. Thank you. But yeah, it was just the animation and the music. But where that was all intertwined with like the arcade experience, I can't really take the arcade aspect away from why I really enjoyed Third Strike. especially when there was so many different communities coming together. Like it all kind of like Third Strike for me was never just a game. It all started from like knowing Neil and then
Yeah.
Antfu and then all of that.
So it's more of like the complete package of the game
Yes,
with
yes,
the
yes, yes.
arcade and the social aspect and
Yes,
everything else combined, I guess.
exactly, exactly.
Fair enough, fair enough. So I guess so when obviously you're playing it at the time and stuff now, and did you when did you get to a point where like I guess you were taking it more serious in terms of learning the game, or was that just a natural byproduct of being around people in that kind of space?
Have I learnt the game? Fuck, after a decade, who knows? No, so basically, my first event was actually Triple Threat in Southampton. After Gutter Trash. Um, I don't actually vividly remember it, but yeah, I think after Gutter Trash and I went to Triple Threat, I was like, I really like this vibe. Even though it wasn't in an arcade, it was just in a bar. I kind of liked the aspect of traveling somewhere to play the game. And then after Triple Threat, there was Sunday Face Off.
Yeah,
I think I really don't know the timelines. Like I went
yeah.
through the archives and I was
No,
like,
it's
oh,
fine.
I remember this. Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. And to be fair,
Um,
speaking on Got a Trash as well, I just remember they used to have like some sick. One of the guys, was it the dude from Southampton, the artist?
oh
And he
yes,
did.
Demo.
Yeah, the
Yeah, we had
artwork.
t-shirts and yeah.
Yeah, I remember the artwork was always sick for that tournament. So shout wherever you are, shout outs to you, man.
Shout out Demo. So I don't know what sort of like made me continue with going to events, but I just really enjoyed the vibe of it all. Um, and then there was Arcade Club after Gutter Trash, which honestly was really fun.
Yeah.
Um, oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, that's not Arcade Club. Fuck. But yeah,
Yeah.
Arcade Club was great. That was, I think, after Heart of Gaming, it was the first other arcade I went to.
Yeah.
So it was nice to see different arcades in different cities and
Nice,
going to
nice.
that and playing there.
Yeah, and just meeting the other players that play. Because
Yes.
I guess
Yeah, yeah,
obviously in kind of this day and age, like Third Strike, it's still obviously a popular game, but it's still like, it's not mainstream. So
They're not
getting.
mainstream. It's the most popular fucking game on Fightcade, and
Well, but is
like,
Fightcade mainstream though? Really? But okay, in terms
okay,
of
what defines mainstream though?
fair point, fair point, fair point. But okay, obviously it's still a smaller scene essentially. But I guess obviously going to these different places, playing with these people, and obviously just again, it's again one of the reasons why I kind of started doing community corner in the first place, because going to obviously this versus fighting some in the past, it's like they are dedicated scenes for these games that
Yes.
the passion comes through like continuously, like in terms of like Third Strike, in terms of like a versus fighting sense at least. Shout outs to Jassy, Tamraz, and all his the DWO guys that pull off an amazing job each and every year, and it's like you can't help but feel the passion of
Yes.
the game, and that's what kind of drives them, and I think that's what kind of drives me to kind of find out more about these people involved in these different communities and that. So but yeah, I guess we would kind of like shift over, because again you went to a tournament recently, didn't you?
Yes, I went to TSB recently. That's not my first French tournament that I've gone to.
Okay, so how, that's the
Yeah.
thing, how many international tournaments have you been to first of all, and then we can kind of get into your experiences with TSBs.
I
Yeah.
think my first one was. Do I have it here? My first one was King of Third Strike, actually, which was in Paris back when they had. Oh, what was the arcade in Paris called? I think it was called Arcade Street. And I think that's when Yaz was crowned the king of Third Strike. But I went there to see a botanical garden, which is my thing. I love botanical gardens, and if I go to a 3S tournament, I will go to a botanical garden if I yes,
Fair
thank
enough.
you, Aurel, yes, Arcade Street. And I think this was 20, 2015, I believe. And then when I was there, I met like the Paris Third Strike community. Um, got close to them, became friends with them, and then again that kind of made me want to go to more events to then
Yeah.
see them.
Yes. Yes.
Um, it's that whole like you're not really doing it just for the game. It's always
Yeah. Yeah.
been a
Yeah.
community thing for
Yeah. Yeah.
me
100%.
personally
Hundred
too.
percent.
Yeah.
100%. Like I think yeah, it's I say it's not just the game that is keeping you.
Mhm.
It's the communities, the social aspects,
Yes.
it's the friendship and stuff as well. So I guess obviously TSB. For
Mhm.
those that don't know, if you want to kind of explain what that is and in terms of tournament wise and the kind of legacy behind that and
Yes. Gosh, Third Street Battle. Wow, it's my first one. It's the first one I went to. I know that there was like a group of UK who went before, but I genuinely, oh my gosh, I haven't enjoyed a tournament in such a long time. It was such a fun tournament. Um, went to a botanical garden the day before, of course.
fair enough, fair enough.
That's what I always do. Um, but yeah, TSB, I don't even know where to start because it was, do you know what it had a really big impact in terms of like just playing, community,
Mm.
like everything really. So it's quite difficult to like have a starting point.
Yeah, fair, 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 fair. No, what yeah, obviously you went there this year. So was this your first actual TSB event that you went to
Yes,
then?
that was my first
Yeah,
ever TSB event.
that's fair.
I
Sick.
definitely want to go next year.
Nice, nice, nice.
Yes, definitely will go next year.
And you entered third strike as well.
Of course, I actually didn't come last. That was my I know that's a terrible mindset to have, but my genuine mindset was like, I don't want to come last. Like, just please. So I came 49 out of 87, which I'm just like,
Nice.
oh, fuck it. I wasn't last, so it's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. You went last. You went last. You went last.
Um, but no,
Nice.
I actually really like, I gained so much experience that weekend alone. And I definitely saw the differences between how I was playing on the last day to like the Friday when I just came in. Um,
Nice, nice. So you kind of felt like you were like soaking up knowledge and learning as
yes,
the tournament was progressing.
yes, yes,
It's
yes,
nice.
yes. Because there was just such a high level of players there, but not just from France,
Mm.
but all over
Yeah, yeah.
Canada, like
Oh wow.
United Arab Emirates. We had people from Germany, Sweden, Netherlands, like a lot of people were there. Sorry if I've forgotten another country, my bad.
Yeah, and I think that's what you get with like these. Like I don't want to disrespect like the first strike players, but the community. I don't want to say smaller games, but with the more. I don't want to disrespect it, but it's with the smaller games, the more niche games. Obviously, you kind of get a more concentrated player pool because it's one of the fewer tournaments that obviously run on that kind of scale versus fighting being the other one. Cheap plug, cheap
Yes.
plug. But yeah, because obviously it's such a concentrated environment. I guess you can't
Yes.
help but like level up and improve and get better. I guess
Mm.
during that tournament, which is obviously a great experience. And so shout outs to the guys that run TSP. I'm not
Yes.
too sure like
Shout
who
out
they are. My
Lodos.
apologies. No disrespect, me, but shout outs to those guys that put on obviously a great event. I'm gonna go
Mm.
back and watch the archives and stuff as well. But on a whole, you felt like the tournament was good for you. You're definitely gonna go back next year.
Yes, 100%.
What were the standout
100%.
moments for you during that tournament, really, in terms of like your kind of personal experience and I guess maybe from a tournament perspective as well?
Ooh, ooh. You gave me a hard question. Um, stand out. God, there were so many standout things really when it comes to like watching people play and watching their matches. Um, but also just seeing how I think it was my 3v3 match. Um, I just locked in, and I don't know how I locked in, but I did, and I was successful, and I don't know how I did it. But even other like I remember Cactu, shout out Cactu, saying like, "Shit, Jess, you need to do that more often." I was just like, I don't know how, but let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
Um, but no, just the whole like one thing I want to shout out to the TSB is their production was on point. There were like, so there were these adorable vortex cabs that were slightly smaller. So the screen is like slightly smaller than like an Astro City cab. And there was, I think, six of them in one room. There was a Versus cab in another, and there were so many little rooms. I'm not gonna lie, but I called it Leon the Labyrinth because I've never really been to an event where things were in small separate rooms because it was in a school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it was in a
Oh,
school.
wow.
So I'm not gonna lie. When I was fighting Kiji, who is a French blue Urian, I felt like I was in an examination room because it was just one cab in
Yeah.
one little classroom, and
Oh,
I'm
wow.
like
That.
fucking up my inputs, and he's just like punishing me. I'm like, ah, I feel like I'm in school. Like, what the fuck is this? Um, but the stream room they had, like the lights were on point, the cameras were on point, and it was just amazing to see like the different production the teams were doing. And it was
Yeah.
just so nice. I need to know what lights they use because I want I want those lights. Please tell me what the lights are.
Fair, fair, fair. But overall, it was a good event. Nice,
Yes,
nice.
yes, yes, yes.
Nice, nice. So, speaking of obviously production and stuff, nice
Hmm.
segue there. Speaking of production and stuff, as I say, like we met, it's probably 2, 3 years ago at Versus fighting briefly. And you
Yes.
were obviously helping Willie. Shout outs to Willie. You was
Yes.
helping him stream at the time. So I guess my first question is,
Yeah.
when when did you get to the point where you started picking up things in regards to streaming and more technical stuff as well? Like when did
Um.
you get to that point? And
Oh.
what made you do it essentially?
So I think I was just when I went to Gutter Trash a couple of times, I was just like, oh, I really liked seeing the setup of how they produced it and were streaming it and whatever. Um, but it wasn't until Reversal in
Reflect,
Hammersmith.
was it?
Is it Reflect? Is it
Was
Reflect?
it in
I
London?
know it begins with an R, but it was in Hammersmith in London.
It might have been Reflect. I feel like it
Maybe
was. I can't think of another tournament beginning with R.
this was a very long time ago.
Yeah, yeah.
But I remember Wille was there. Shout out Wille. There he is. Um, I was just giving him drinks because he was sat on the stream like area,
Yeah.
and it was just him, and
Yeah.
he just sat
Okay.
there and was just
Yeah.
like, I was like, do you want me to get you a drink? Like, part of me was like, damn, this is a lot of concentration and a lot of work putting
Yeah.
in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's how me and Will sort of started talking.
Nice. Nice.
Um, but I'm trying to think about like the progression of streaming. I used to organize at Heart of Gaming. There was something called London League that we used to do. But also we did Super Strike as well with the Grandmaster Challenge lot.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Grandmaster
Yeah,
Challenge as
yeah,
well.
quite a long time ago. So I can't really pinpoint when I started doing stream and production stuff because it kind of started when I also did tournament organizing as well. But
And
I don't really have a clear cut like
there's no like clear
this is
line.
when it really
Yeah.
started.
So what made you I guess with the TO side as well, is it a similar kind of stuff you kind of naturally fell into like the TO side of things, just naturally being at events and stuff?
I think where I was really good friends with Ampfu, and because he was organizing Gutter Trash, I was just talking to him a lot, and like, yeah, just naturally progressed into that. Because I'm trying to think after Heart of Gaming, we ended up going to Violent City, but when Violent City was upstairs.
Okay.
So like that was Sendo's basically it was a warehouse flat. So
Okay.
other people lived there, but there were these four Astro City cabs.
Yeah.
Will was there streaming, so obviously I got to learn more
Yeah.
about
Just the
it
technical side of
as well.
things.
Yes, yes, yes. But yeah, there's just so many little snippets from different events where I was just learning
Just picking
more
up
about
bits
stream.
as you got.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you
yeah.
never actually kind of like actively said, I'm gonna start learning how to stream, or I'm gonna do. It's just a lot of natural kind of picking up from other people, just
Yeah,
soaking up
yeah.
knowledge essentially.
Um, and more like, oh, can I help out? Like, is this looks cool. Can I help out somehow?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
can I
Fair,
can I
fair,
do
fair.
something like whatever? Um, especially when Gutter Trash sort of moved from Heart of Gaming to Violent City. Not Violent City upstairs, but what Free Play City is today.
Mm,
Um,
mm,
I like differentiating it because Violent City is when Sendo um, was sort of overlooking
yeah.
everything.
Yeah, I feel like I remember that name. Did he play
Yes.
one of the King of Fighters at some
Yes,
point?
yes, yes, yes.
Yes,
Yep.
yes, I
Yeah,
remember.
Sendo is a King of Fighters guy, so he
Yes.
definitely yeah.
Yeah, I definitely remember because
I
I'm
remember I
sure.
remember seeing King of Fighters up
Yeah,
there.
I'm sure it would have came down to one of the Dojo Night events that we had back in the day down at Global Gaming Arena. Like, I just remember the name. See, it's the old head coming out now. Like,
Mm.
I just remember the name. So fair, fair,
So
fair.
yeah,
So
during oh sorry.
no, 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 carry on, no, carry on.
So yeah, during that sort of period of Violent City where it went from upstairs to downstairs, I think that's when I wanted to get more involved with like helping out with the streams. Because I think, yeah, Aunt Fu was like, he moved to Hong Kong. So then we just all sort of, like communities do, get together and just try to each like do
Yeah,
our part.
yeah. Nice. So I guess what aspect of the I guess the technical side do you enjoy the most then in regards to like streaming and events and stuff? Like, what is it that draws you to that? Because like I know from experience, I've streamed events in the past. Obviously,
Mm.
I did the first maybe 4 or 5 versus fighting events like solo, and yeah,
Respect.
there's a reason why I don't stream now. There's a reason why I don't
Respect.
stream now. But no, to be fair,
Cannot do
I
the
enjoyed it,
same.
but I think like my passion wasn't there, to be honest, because obviously I do the
Mm.
design work and stuff, and my kind of passions and stuff are elsewhere. But this isn't about me, so. But I guess
Mm.
what aspects of it do you enjoy really? Because as you say, it is long hours, it is a lot of concentration needed and stuff. But what aspects
Yes.
of it, that side of things, do you enjoy?
Oh, so for me personally, I think I really enjoy the sort of vision mixing aspect of it. So, uh, like moving from game and then choosing to cut to camera, or like I just love that side of bringing everything together to create a show for people at home.
Mm. Mm.
Um, One of my dreams is to become a multi-camera director.
Oh, nice.
So that's something that when you're streaming certain tournaments, you have like cameras and you just choose which cameras to blue screens of death. Oh my god.
No,
Uh,
it actually did kill me off. Like, no, that it didn't because I streamed after that. But like,
yeah.
short so like versus fighting is either 2 or 3. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was streaming Marvel vs. Capcom 3 at the time, and it's going along. Everything's going all right, and then the game like I'm obviously on my PC monitor. The game freezes, and I'm like, oh, what's going on here? So I look over my shoulder and I can still see the guy still playing and it's still
Mm.
going okay. So I'm thinking, okay, this is all right. And then like 2 seconds later, blue screen,
Oh,
blue screen.
that
So
is
it's
just
like stream's gone
heartbreaking.
down, messed up a bit, and then it got sorted out in the end. It got
Mm.
like literally I just turned back on the PC. And then that was it. But yeah, it was a bit of a blow up, to be honest. It was a bit of a
It
blow up.
is really stressful. That's why you cannot do it by yourself.
Yeah.
It's why I approach Will because I'm like, how can this guy be sitting here for like 8 hours, no break, no nothing? Like, what the fuck? He needs a can of Coke. Like, I was just handing him cans of drink. Like, please, slow the
But
hell.
yeah, it's definitely definitely a hard job. But again,
Mm.
but you so as you say, you prefer like you enjoy like the camera transition type aspects of
Yes.
it all, really.
Yes. Like deciding when's a good time to cut to someone's face or getting the crucial moment of like when they spud or getting
Yeah.
a reaction. Because one thing I love, especially about like arcade fighters, like tournaments at arcades, but everyone has their own little flair when they do something. So if you see someone like confirm an input, they might like swish their hand and they'll
Yeah.
swish that hand the same
Yeah.
fucking way every time they do this
Yeah.
confirm. And I love seeing that. I love seeing the little personalities that come out when people are playing. And I really want to capture that and be, capture that side. Because there's no need for you to like extend your arm all the way out.
Yeah.
There's no need, but it's just a,
Like a personal quirk or
yeah,
thing that
yeah,
they
yeah.
do. Yeah, like a
And I
tell or
love
something.
seeing
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
And I love capturing those little moments because as much as I love fighting games, I also love the people that surround fighting games. Everyone has their own stories of why they came in and their
Yeah.
little quirks and their little flares. And
Yeah.
I like making like notes of those. So whenever I try to do some streaming stuff, I'm like, we need to get the people in.
Yeah,
We've
yeah.
got to get
Yeah.
people's reactions,
Yeah, yeah. Because at the end of the day, obviously, as much as we play the games, it's about the people that play the games and the communities and the friendships and everything else. And I think that's what keeps us together as
Yes,
a community, as it were. So that
exactly.
makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. So I guess obviously with you've talking about like streaming and technical stuff and things. Obviously, you've been a part of how many versus fightings now?
Three? Wait,
Nice.
last
Was it was this year?
three.
Definitely last year.
Yes. I don't
Yeah.
know if I actually, I might have gone to one as a punter.
Fair enough.
Crap, is there another way of saying as a punter?
No, no, no. It's just
Some people might not
I've
know.
not heard that word in ages. But
Sorry.
it's fine. It's actually fine. But it just took me a minute to register because I've not heard that word in ages. What?
If someone doesn't know what a punter is, it just means that someone who's not working there, like someone who's just going to enjoy.
Just going there. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I did the first versus fighting with Will. I
Would
helped
that have
him
been
out.
last year?
No, 2
Or was
years.
that the year before?
No, no, yes. Ooh, I don't fucking know. I'm sorry. Uh, we were streaming. We were streaming Guilty Gear, Strive, and DNF.
Yeah, that would have
So that must have been
been.
2 years ago. If it was
Yeah, that was
DNF.
2 years ago. That was 2 years ago. That was 2 years ago.
And I really enjoyed it. It was
Nice.
long though. Like it was long. It was long hours of
Yeah.
like sitting, sitting behind and
Yeah.
getting everything sorted.
Yeah,
And
just
the
making
year
sure.
after that, the year after that, I actually was in the auditorium this time. So
How
we
was that
moved.
for you?
Oh my fucking god, I loved it. I loved it. I loved being up there. Little nest, no one disturb me. Everyone leave me alone. Just have my little buttons. This massive screen, the lights as well. It was just so fucking fun. And I actually had Ray O'Connor with
Yeah,
me
same.
that year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shout out to Ray
And
O'Connor.
shout out Ray O'Connor because I have learnt so much from that man. But also, I'm really happy that he's a really good friend of mine as well. But I've known Ben since he worked at Las Vegas Arcade in London. And then he went to Free Play. And when it came to like just technical stuff, he was really helpful with it. But in the auditorium, oh my god, I remember talking to the guys who work there. Oh, I can't remember their names, but if you every versus fighting, it's the same two guys, like the bald
It'd be
guy.
JP and
Yeah, JP, yeah.
yeah, I forgot the other dude's name. My apologies, but yeah, it'd be JP. Yeah, they're like the tech guys at Millennium
Yes,
Point.
the
Yeah,
tech guys, JP and Harry.
Harry. There
Harry's
you
the
go.
younger one.
Thanks,
That's the younger
thanks,
one
Alex.
though.
Harry.
That's the younger one though, Jinty. There's another one. There's a third. But yes, I remember asking them, like, can I fuck around on this lighting desk, please? Because I'm really interested in lighting. And there was just this CamSys lighting desk, and I was just pressing buttons. Obviously, I asked them first. I was like, "Yo, can I just?" They were like, "Yeah, do whatever you want." I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Can you teach me some stuff?" And he was like, "There'll be a 12-year-old on YouTube telling you how to do it." So I'm like, "All right, thanks." But I was literally just like changing the lights, seeing all the lights coming down, just asking them. I felt like I annoyed them with so many fucking questions. But then that sort of really excited me because I realized when it comes to broadcasting live events, especially fighting game events, when you take it to a stage, you then have to think about lights. You then have to think about like the audience participation.
Yeah.
And being in the auditorium meant that I could think about that a load.
Yeah.
And I learned briefly some like audio stuff because of Rayo. And that was
Yeah,
such a
he
lovely little
definitely
team.
knows his stuff. Like,
Yes.
I remember I spoke to him briefly, like in bits and parts, like during versus fighting last year, and like, yeah, he definitely knows his stuff. Shout out to him, man.
Shout outs. So that was like a really lovely team to have him and Wille, and I felt like I learned so much, so fucking much. But this year, I was with Coop.
Yes, shout out to Q.
Oh
Yes,
my God, I'm not gonna lie to you. I had so much fun with Coop.
sick.
It was so much fun, and there wasn't so much pressure. Like the auditorium, there's a lot of pressure because it's like the top eights, you know. There's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a lot of pressure there. And Coop was just on it, like fucking on it. And I kept telling him, the one thing I kept telling him is he was so on it because if the TOs and the like staff weren't calling out names, he would get up and he would try to like get people on the stream and call their names out. And I had to keep reminding him, like, when you're doing broadcasting, you have to sit and stay and do the broadcasting.
Yeah.
And I kept looking at him and saying, this is not in our jurisdiction every time something popped up. I was like, don't do it. Like, there are floor staff, let them do it.
Yeah, let them handle. Yeah, but I guess obviously because it being Coop's first time streaming like an event of that level, like obviously we spoke beforehand, and then obviously we spoke on. He was actually the first community corner episode, and obviously we kind of spoke about how his experience was and things, and yeah, obviously I guess he just wanted to get it right, and it's understandable. But again, shout out to Coop. But you had fun with Coop then, really, like.
Oh my God, yeah,
the stream team and stuff. You guys looked like you had fun. To be fair, I remember
we did
popping up, and yeah, like.
Even
and
when
Coop,
things
you guys did a great job, man. You guys did a great job.
A headset broke midway, and we were like, "What are we gonna do?" Like the commentator has nothing, and it's like this is mid game. So like Coop went and ran and like got a microphone, and we sorted it out. But it was so good to just it not be a stressful, worrying situation because we just handled it.
Yeah,
and we just handled it, but we also like had fun. Made sure to take breaks, because that's one thing that I don't think a lot of people realize is that when people are doing broadcasting for fighting events, that is just long hours. You don't really get many breaks, especially if you're doing it alone as well.
Yeah, because when do you get the time to go away and have a drink or just kind of de-stress, or like if you're doing it especially by yourself, like you're essentially stuck there. Like as I say, like when I did the events back in the day, obviously it's different times and all that now, but at the same time it's like you get in there, you set up, and it's like, okay, I know I'm here till like at least 10 o'clock now. so it's like, yeah, it's definitely a bit of a struggle. So of course you kind of need that support, and that obviously we were happy at the time that you could provide it for Coop, and you guys could kind of work together in tandem and with the like wider team as well. Shout outs to
definitely want to work with Coop again. It was
shout outs to Coop's bro and everyone else part of Tron Gang and all that. Shout outs to those guys. Everyone did like an amazing job with that stream, like definitely. And yeah, I was glad that you was able to help and that you had fun as well. So it was just obviously just a different experience compared to the previous year being in the auditorium. Nice. So I guess what's next for Jess in terms of events, in terms of tournaments that you're planning to go to, in terms of any kind of other streaming opportunities, things like that? What's next for you, or are you just chilling right now?
I really want to go to HFS. I really want to go to HFS.
What is HFS?
Oh my gosh, can someone in chat tell me what HFS is? I don't know what it stands for.
Yeah. What is it? A third strike tournament, I assume? Like,
so
pardon my ignorance.
No, so it has third strike in it.
Okay.
The Haddo, called Haddo. But the reason why I want to go to HFS is because you're lying, Cactu, and I know that's a lie. I know that's a lie. Get their face out of here. What the fuck? I know that's a lie. Look at that face too. I hate it.
So apparently this is a lie.
I don't think it's called hyper free spin.
Oh, then cool. I'm getting that off the screen now. Cactu, why are you lying to me?
Highlight, it's true. Cactu, I'm sorry. Cactu, I'm really sorry. I'm so sorry. It's actually the truth. I'm so sorry.
Oh wow.
Um,
Okay, let me put it back. Let me put it back.
but yeah, I went to it once.
Yeah.
I didn't participate in any of the puzzle games, but I did participate in the Third Strike
Okay.
for Hado. Uh, but I really want to go next year because I really want to participate in Magical Drop 3.
Nice.
Even though I am so trash and not at the level I should be.
Yeah.
I love that game. Magical
Yeah,
Drop
it's a
3.
really really good game.
I
Really
love
good
that
game.
game.
Like
That
really
is my
good
game.
game. Really good
And it
game.
makes me
Like
sad when I log in and like there's just like one Moroccan and then one Brazilian and that's it. And no one else plays.
yeah,
And it makes me
it's
really
actually a
sad.
really good game. Like, I think that and like puzzle fighter are like my kind of favorite like
Mm.
puzzle games. To be fair, but you know, Cute's been docking me for how long now?
No.
So
Call out, call out,
nah,
call out.
nah, nah. I'm lying. I'm lying. To be fair, I've been dragging my feet on that one. Like it's a long running joke that we, you know,
Mhm.
I've been docking it for years. Which, you know, I'm a busy guy, so you know, I've got things to do. And
Mm.
but but I did say to him, to be fair, next versus fighting, we get it on the auditorium. So I gotta pull some strings with Justin to let that happen. But
Wait, Puzzle Fighter.
yeah,
Well,
I'm
I
gonna
was
try. I'm
so
gonna
it's
try.
funny. It's funny you say that because I was actually shout out Rakurai. I was actually talking to Rakurai about how there's no real puzzle arcade scene in the UK.
Mm,
There's Tetris,
yeah,
like there's Tetris, but
yeah,
I'm
it's
talking
Tetris.
about like arcade puzzle games. Um, and it kind of made me want to like see if I could acquire a Magical Drop 3 board from somewhere.
Mm.
I know that Ballier from France said that he's happy to ship his board over. But shipping boards, no matter how safe, that's just too scary for me. You
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
want to do
yeah,
that.
yeah,
You'd rather have it in someone's car and they drive all the way here.
yeah. Exactly. The
Um,
risk of something going wrong,
oh
like,
gosh, yeah, you don't want that at all.
yeah.
But yeah, it made me realize that there's not much like puzzle arcade stuff, and it's only HFS really.
Mm.
So
Where is HFS?
so
Sorry again.
it's actually going to be in Levreux, the city of Levreux, which is like a Normandy city in France,
Okay, okay.
which I want to really go to because it's like, ugh, do they have a botanical
I was
garden there?
just
Let's
about
go.
to say. I was just about to say. That's why you want to go because of the
Literally,
botanical gardens. Fair enough.
I actually don't know if there's a botanical garden, but I just love taking these little trips because it's like, yeah, Third Strike, but then you get to see a snippet of a town you wouldn't
Yeah,
necessarily go and visit.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then
Which is
you
the
have the
beauty
locals
of,
tell you where to go and what
yeah.
to eat and all that.
Yeah, it's definitely the beauty of traveling like internationally because again, you may not specifically go out of your own way to go to this place, but you're
Yes.
there, so you may as well explore, which is
Yes.
obviously the beauty of what we do essentially.
But I also went to Barcode in Los Angeles actually.
Oh, when?
Oh my gosh. When was Aliath's wedding? Aliath, I was invited to Aliath's wedding, and if is Aliath, is that his name on? Is that his tag? Yeah, it is. Yeah. Um, it was his wedding, and it was in LA. Amazing, gorgeous wedding, um, and we went to the Barcode, which I think they're Blast City cabs at Barcode. But there was like a load of Third Strike there. Yes, the
Mm.
Makoto player. Yes, um, that was fun to then to see and meet like the American community
Mm.
of Third Strike as well. I did go to Brooklyn, but I did duck one of their sessions. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Like I ducked the first time.
Why did you duck the session? It's
Oh
all
my God, those
experience, remember? It's all experience. Isn't it?
No, it is. It is. I just there was some shit happened and like it just
No,
ruined
fair.
my night, so I didn't. I just wanted to go home.
Fair,
Um,
fair, fair,
but
fair.
I went to Brooklyn, I think 2, 3 years ago, and
Mm.
then I met Frankie and Mutant XP,
Nice.
and that was nice as well. Mutant actually came to the UK as well, so we've had a load
Okay.
of international people visit London over the years.
Yeah.
So again, it's like, oh, you're visiting from so and so. Okay, when I go there, I'm gonna visit where
Yeah.
you play Third Strike.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that aspect of like how people play Third Strike in different places,
Yeah. Yeah.
what equipment or like arcade cabs they have as well.
Yeah, and just getting a general vibe. Because obviously everyone plays the same game, but there's gonna be the
Mm.
differences of the scenes. Like
Mm.
some might be more reserved, as you say, certain what equipment they use and things like that. And again, it's just the beauty of being in the community that we're in, I guess,
Mm.
especially with the games such as like Third Strike.
Yes, yes.
No, that's amazing. So you're quite like well traveled actually, then, aren't you? Like if like how many like international events would you say you've been to in the course of your career, like FGC career, as
Oh
it
mate,
were?
it's
Like,
just France. It's like
fair enough.
just France.
Just fair enough. But
Like when it
again,
comes to tournaments, just France. But
mm,
like meeting Third Strike players and like going to their arcades have just been just a leisurely thing. I really want to go to Italy to Studio. Oh my gosh, I have a poster. I have a poster somewhere. But in Milan there is a arcade that has a versus city cab, and they do Third Strike tournaments, but they also grill. So an aspect of what they do is they barbecue. So it's
okay,
not just Third Strike, it's Third Strike and fucking barbecue. So I'm
okay,
like, oh, okay, like is this like marinated meats or just like hot dogs? Because
yeah,
if it's just hot dogs, maybe miss me. But if you're marinating some meat,
yeah.
I
Oh
might be
wow.
there.
Okay,
So
okay.
so again, for me, it's like I don't really care much about a serious tournament, but
Yeah, but
community
it's the
things
other
like that, I love.
things.
I love.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
the
yeah.
outside stuff that you can kind of grasp from these places that you're going to, really, in that.
But yeah,
So
barbecue and Third Strike. Could you imagine? Yo, Rudy, let's go next year, everyone. Let's go. Let's have an Italian summer in Milan with barbecue.
let's
That would
go.
be amazing.
Let's go. So I guess that pretty much covers in terms of like
Mm.
your plans and stuff for the
Yes.
future and things. In terms of like, I say like next year, you've got like a few. You're gonna go try and go to TSB again next year. Is
Yeah,
there any other?
TSB, HFS, obviously versus fighting.
I was about to.
Um,
Yeah, versus fine.
of course, versus fighting. Of
Yes,
course.
yes, yes,
Of course.
yes.
I want to be in
Shout
the
out to Jess.
auditorium again. I want to be in the auditorium again. Justin, I know you're there. I know you're there. I know you're there. Justin, hello. No, I really want to be in the auditorium next year. I really want
Nice
to like make the
experience.
experience like. Actually, I totally forgot one other thing I really wanted to chat to you about is uh, accessibility experience at Versus
Okay.
Fighting and at
Yeah,
TSB, because
yeah, of course.
going to TSB kind of evoked this like discussion of like how do we make events more accessible? Because the reason I say this is at TSB, because there are loads of cabs and there are a load of people, you're standing up and you're waiting.
Yeah.
You're waiting for the cab, you're waiting for something to be free. And there were no seats around. So I'm like, Friday, 10 o'clock in the morning, by 6 p.m., I'm dying. My legs are knackered. So thankfully, me and Yaz, we brought some chairs out and we put some chairs out. But it did get me thinking of like, how do we make events more accessible, even if it's things such as making the water fountain in a place where you can get to it,
Yeah.
or having seats available for people to sit down while they wait. Um, and I remember speaking to some mobility impaired players who went
Yeah.
to Versus Fighting, and it's just nice to be able to talk about like how we can help with accessibility, and I say that in terms of like disabled access.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
so making things a little bit easier to go to, or making like signage a lot easier. So I'm really looking forward to talking to more people about it,
Yeah.
and hopefully then like give my findings and be like, oh hey, maybe next year we can do something like this.
Yeah, and kind of
Um,
contribute, and we can obviously
yes.
help enhance the experience for
Yeah,
everyone
yeah.
at the
Because at the
events,
end of the
really.
day, it's all about when it comes to community, we have to really think about everyone who's part of the community,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially marginalized groups. So
100%. 100%.
another thing about versus fighting that I really pushed for, was I really wanted a trans commentator to commentate Guilty Gear. So I
Okay.
went out of my way and I was like, hey, let's put some, like, I know that, shout out SMBF. Um, and I really wanted to show that there are more commentators out there um, that we could give a chance.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was like really, really nice to
No,
do.
that makes
And
sense.
sorry, Justin, but I kind of did that without your permission. But hey, it turned out
No,
great.
no,
Everyone fucking loved it. You know, they were like, "Oh my
no,
god, SMBF people!" Oh,
no.
so
It's totally fine because I think again, I always kind of been harping on a bit now in regards to community corner and why I started doing this again because there's so many people out there in the scene that won't get that kind of spotlight, and it's
exactly.
the
And
same
I really want
thing.
to do that and give
It,
the
it's
spotlight to those people.
yeah, it's the same thing with like when like opportunities for like commentary and things like
Mm,
events and obviously sometimes you see it's the same people, it's the same faces
mm,
because those kind of opportunities and spaces are being gate kept in a sense, and obviously in terms of like
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I feel like that's
Oh,
another conversation.
let me just
I
let
feel
me
like
just
that's another episode entirely on its own, but let's not get into that too much for now. But yeah, like of course, like it's just about obviously the community that we have is a
yes.
great community, and it's about highlighting these voices and like these
Mm,
people within the community that
mm.
again, as I say, won't get the spotlight. They won't
They
maybe
will
be high.
now, SBD. They will
Exactly. I'm
now.
trying. I'm trying. I'm
No, yeah, yeah,
trying. Like,
yeah.
actually, can't believe I've made it to episode 10. It's a bit wild, but I'm
Episode
just trying to
10.
do what I can. Like, so yeah.
Yes, thank you.
But yeah, I guess for now, do you have any shout outs before we
Oh,
depart?
do I have any shout outs? Obviously, shout out Tamraz.
Oh
Shout out Singer. Like,
yes, 100%,
lit-
100%.
like literally, when it comes to like Third Strike and versus fighting, these two are just on it. But also, Tamraz is just so on it when it comes to the arcade in London as well. They have the equipment, they know how to work the boards, so I have so much respect. Also, shout out Cactu, love you. Um, love you, Cactu, love you, Cactu. But yeah, just shout out. There's so many more people I want to shout out, but like, I can't list you all down. I'm really fucking sorry.
No, no.
Um,
If you got time, man. If we
no,
got
because
time,
I'm no
if you've got the
SBD.
list.
I ain't got the list. This is the problem, and I'm so
Oh
worried. I'm gonna start going down and be like, oh, I forgot this person. I'm so sorry. Um, no, I think when it comes to my like the streaming and the technical knowledge, I really want to shout out Ray O'Connor and Willow
no,
for
shout
helping
out
me
to
with that a lot because I've learned a lot from them.
yeah.
Um, and next year I'll actually be working. Well, I don't like saying working. I'm gonna be collaborating with Goldman Jax, Hikari, and Fooly. We want to do a Marvel vs. Capcom tournament,
Oh,
but we're gonna do it on an actual arcade cab rather.
okay.
Yeah, so
Is
that's gonna be
Marvel vs.
fun.
Capcom 2? Or
Everyone wants three, don't they? Fuck.
oh, 3! Oh, 3
No,
on
no,
the
no,
ca-
no, 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 it's
Oh,
Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Sorry, don't get excited.
I'm ending the stream now. I'm ending the stream now. See you later, Jess. It's great to have you on. See you later. No, no. To be fair, like, is it? I don't mind because I dabble into. To be fair, I dabble into like 3 is probably like one of my favorite fighting games of all time.
Oh, I'm sorry, I broke your heart. Oh, I'm
No, no,
sorry.
it's all
I
right.
broke your
It's
heart.
still intact. It's still intact. It's still
But yeah,
intact.
I'm really excited to. I'll be meeting them on Saturday.
Okay.
We're going to be meeting on Saturday at the arcade because we really want to not just make it like just a Marvel vs. Capcom 2 like tournament. We really want to work on like being creative and experimental with the stream itself also.
Nice. Nice.
Because like personally, I'm going to say this now. Personally, I'm not really a fan of like the clean esports transition,
Never mind. Never mind.
like
Never
you
mind.
know,
Never
like
mind.
why we're not football, like
Never mind.
we're
It's
not
sometimes it's a
NBA.
bit.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah, sometimes it's a bit too clean. Like I feel like one thing that I always look at when like tournaments and stuff, production side of things, is just naturally being a designer, creative, you kind of look at those things and yeah,
Yeah.
I can agree. I can agree.
So I'm really excited. This is MQS. We're just gonna cut that bit out. We'll just cut that. I'm gonna cut that bit
Yeah,
out.
I'll
No, but
chop it. I'll chop it before it goes on YouTube,
thank
and I'll
you.
delete the archives on Twitch. So no one will ever know. No one will ever know.
But that's why I'm really excited to like just be creative with how we can capture from the arcade board, what we can do with the lights, what we can do with like the projector. Because for me, my personal love and creativity is like creating the whole audiovisual experience.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not just one screen. There's like maybe a projector showing it, or like something like another TV showing something else. So I'm really excited to see what we can do.
Nice. When is
Really
that?
excited.
When have you got like a timeline in terms of when that event's happening, or?
If things go well on Saturday, maybe we'll make it a Valentine's thing,
Oh,
and then
nice.
we'll have to pick what Marvel versus Capcom character to use for that. I already have my idea, but you know,
Fair, fair, fair. Now,
it's not gonna be who's the succubus. I always forget her name.
Morrigan.
Sorry, it's
No,
not
no,
gonna be
no.
her.
Yeah.
Sorry, Morgan
Fair, fair,
fans.
fair, fair, fair.
I prefer
No, no,
Simon.
that
But
actually sounds. I'm actually interested in that. To be fair, because I think one thing that we kind of not discard, but it kind of gets to a point where you've kind of seen one stream, you've seen them all. It's the same kind of, depending on like the streams and the games and stuff, of course, but generally it's the same kind of thing. So to hear you saying that, you're getting an opportunity to kind of experiment and put your own stamp on
yes,
this event, that's like a great thing. Because I guess obviously with some tournaments as well, you may not be able to do that just given certain like licenses and certain expectations, but being able to kind of have free range sounds like amazing, to be honest. So
yes,
I'm
and that's
actually
why I'm
looking
really.
forward to what you guys. No pressure, no pressure,
Oh
no
wow,
pressure.
shit pressure now, isn't it? But no, that's why I'm really excited to collaborate with these three because, like Goldman Jacks, one of the OGs, right, went to Googe Street and like we're doing the reason we're doing this tournament is to kind of get that feeling back,
Yeah,
that Googe
yeah.
Street. Because Kaz, RIP Kaz, they used to do the Marvel versus Capcom like leagues, I think.
Okay.
I can't confirm because I was never there. But we kind of want to evoke that feeling again. So
Yeah.
it's really about feeling rather
Yeah, yeah,
than
yeah, yeah,
rather than just all right, who's gonna come out on top with the tournament.
yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
really about the experience and feeling for me personally.
No, no, that makes sense. It makes sense. And I think a lot of.
But yeah, I love esports. I love esports. I love clean overlays. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely. I agree. Like in terms of like the feeling, because I think like my again being an old head, like I think my kind of fondest memories of being in like the FTCs when we actually went to like locals and played each other, and we were there, and everyone's kind of bouncing off each other and the energy and all the rest of it,
Yes.
as opposed to sitting at home playing online and stuff. Like there's nothing wrong with that, but I think my best memories have been just everyone's there, we get together, we play, and you kind of bounce. That's why, like, as much as I'm so busy at versus fighting, doing whatever I'm doing, like, I love seeing that kind of aspect of everyone together and just being together. And again, it's one of the reasons why I started Community Corner in the first place. So I definitely understand what you're saying there. Definitely, definitely. But yeah, have you finished? Have you got any more shout outs, or all the shout outs done, or?
No, I'm well too scared to shout out a load of people because I'm worried I'm gonna miss someone out.
No, 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 no.
Shout out all of you. You know
Yeah.
who you are. I love you. Thank you so much.
Fair
Like,
enough.
they'll know.
Fair.
They'll know. They'll know.
No, fair enough. Shout out to you as well, by the way. Shout out to
Yeah,
you for
thank you.
coming on. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate you accepting the invite to
Yay.
come on to talk about yourself and your experiences and stuff.
Thank you for having me. Oh my god.
No, not a
Thank you.
problem. Not a problem. Like I say, it was just a case of wanting to get people on that
Wait,
involved
let's
in
see
the
if we can
community.
get a picture of Rudy up.
Oh
Rudy,
yes.
Rudy, you might be on here.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna delay the stream for a bit and see. Let
Wait,
the
what?
picture
What?
pop.
Delay until we see Rudy on screen.
Okay,
Oh,
okay, okay.
there is Rudy.
There's the picture, Rudy.
Oh, you missed it. Yay. But there is so I went through the archives, like a decade worth of archives. I have
Yeah,
so many pictures
it's
and
crazy.
photos and videos of like so many different tournaments and meetups and whatever.
Yeah.
Um, So going through them to then show you all was just really lovely.
Yeah,
Because this was like what 2014 or something, like a really long time ago.
yeah.
So to see everyone now is
Yeah.
just really lovely.
Well, I appreciate you sharing the photos as well. I didn't expect it, but yeah, like I
No,
appreciate
I had to, of course.
sharing the photos.
I really wanted to.
No, thank you
There's more
so much.
exclusive videos if you want to see some joke stuff, but like maybe
Maybe next time we'll get you
maybe,
back
maybe
on.
next
We'll
time.
definitely get you back on. But no, again, appreciate it. I'm just gonna, before we leave, I'm just going to, let's say, I got a few PSAs. We have rival scenes coming up. This is actually this weekend. We do have a dojo team going down.
Ooh.
Don't let us down. So that is
Oh.
Saturday and Sunday.
No pressure.
Tekken is on Saturday. Guilty Gear, unfortunately, due to no numbers, got cancelled. And we have Street Fighter 6.
Pain.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate. It's just one of those. And then we got Street Fighter 6 on Sunday. As I say, we do have a team going down. So I'll be streaming Monstering over the weekend. We also have Neutral Mania 2, which is the following weekend. Shout out to the guys up in Scotland. 195. I'm not sure if sign-ups are closed yet, but they probably are now. But that's looking to be a good one as well. Start.gg/Neutral 2 for all the information on that one. And of course, cheap plug, littlemilobooks.com. I'm a children's author illustrator. And
You buy his books. What the fuck are you doing right now?
I have
Buy
soft
the
toys
books.
and things as well. They're on pre-order. Let me have a quick browse on the shop. So yeah, we've got all these books. We got plush toys.
It's Christmas coming up. It's Christmas. What are you doing? Why are you not buying the books already, guys?
You know, cheap plug, littlemilobooks.com. Yeah, that's all so good. But for now, Jess, again, thank you so much. It's been a great show. I appreciate you.
It.
If I don't see you before, I'll probably end up seeing you next year versus fighting, but hopefully before then. Enjoy your travels next year, and I'm looking forward. I'm going to be in touch in regards to the event that you're planning, because I'm very interested in how that turns out.
Oh yeah, I'm really excited. Like going on Saturday, we're just gonna be like, what equipment can we use, and like how can we just fuck around and make cool shit. That's literally like what I'm most excited about.
No, thank you so much. But
No,
for now,
thank
actually,
you.
no.
No.
Is anyone watching the stream that needs to be raided now? Because behind the scenes, I always get it in the neck for not raiding. So who needs a raid right now before
Who needs
I
a
go?
raid? Let me see. Should I just start streaming? Yeah, raid me right now. No,
Who needs a raid before? If you don't mention in the next 2 minutes, I'm off, because I'm gonna go and get some food. But again, Jess, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. It's great to chat, and I think it's probably the first time we've had a proper conversation. So, but yeah, like I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for allowing me on Community
No,
Corner.
not a problem. In terms of Community Corner episodes, we should be back next week. I'm planning a what am I planning? I'm planning as I say, we've got a dojo team going to rival scenes, so I'm planning a post rival scenes discussion. Hopefully we can talk about our triumphant team, but we shall see. But I will raid this one now. I'm gonna try.
Shout out Yeek Rats.
I'm gonna try.
Yeek Rats, amazing hip hop
Because I'm
dancer.
going through StreamYard. But for now, again, I'll leave you. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. See you. I'll definitely be back next week. It's probably going to be Friday. I've just got to confirm the details. But check our socials. They're all at the bottom. Electronic Dojo on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Electronic Dojo UK on Instagram. Please follow us on Instagram like we lost our old one before. The follows and the likes and all the rest of it, we appreciate it. I will be uploading exclusive content on there soon. Jinty, I'm not sure who's next yet. I'm still confirming, but I feel like I've confirmed, but I'm not going to reveal that information just yet.
Spoilers.
Not just yet. But for now, everyone that tuned in, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Check us out on socials or the rest of it, littlemilobooks.com. Shout out to Jess.
Yo, buy the books. Buy the books. It's Christmas.
Yes,
Everyone. Buy the books.
It'd be much appreciated.
Buy the books, yeah.
Look. Oh, buy the books. Thanks. All right, no worries, guys. I'm out for now. See you later, man. Bye-bye.